Good afternoon, good evening. Real quick, while it's on my heart to talk about this, I hope y'all understand something. As a Christian, now you can look at my timeline and look that I quit corporate when I was 30, right? That story is kind of funny too. I'll tell it one day. But, in the Bible, so Christians, believers, right? Don't think that the Bible doesn't want you to make money. Now, y'all can't twist this. Just understand what I'm saying, okay? I just got up from a nap, okay? It's the love of money, okay? That's evil. You understand that? The love of money. The love of money is evil. It's not like the Father wants us to be financially broke. Now, this is not some preaching the prosperity stuff. I want you all to get this, okay? And I'll use myself as an example, okay? I've shared this story. I understand if you go back through my videos or whatnot. When I was like 13, right, or 14, something like that, my dad, my brother, and myself went to the movies to see the movie Up in the Air with George Clooney. It was a horrible movie. It was one of his worst movies, okay? His job in the movie was to go around and mass lay off individuals from jobs. Okay? That's what his job was. And I watched my father. Now, my dad was 50 when he had me. So if I was 13, 14, could have even been 15, I'm not sure. But right around between, 12 and 15. I watched my dad cry in that movie, right? He was crying. And I'm sitting there looking at my dad, right? And I said to myself, that's never going to be me. Okay? I was like, never. And for me, I shoveled driveways. Me and my friends at the time, this guy Ruben and another guy, the three of us, we went and knocked on doors. I was 9 years old, right? Just turned 10. I moved when I was 10. So 9 years old, we're in the streets of Bergenfield, New Jersey, which is where I grew up. And I moved here when I was 10. And we knocked on doors and we said, hey, can we shovel your driveway for some money? Now, when I moved to Georgia at age 10, I started mowing lawns. So when I bought my first car at age 16 for my dad, I always paid my own car insurance ever since I had a car. Okay? I bought my first car. I wasn't given nothing. If I wanted a nice pair of Jordans in high school, guess what? I bought it. My parents made me buy it. When I wanted a rollerblade and I wanted to buy a $300 pair of rollerblades so I could do the little stunts and whatnot, that didn't go well. By the way, I was too big to rollerblade, right? But from Sports Authority at the time in Alpharetta, I had to buy my own rollerblades. So it was almost like once, and then when I see my dad like that, I was like, that's never going to be me. So, when I started smoking pot after I quit football in college, then I was like, man, I can make money doing this. So I started selling it, right? And then I sold it for cheaper than everybody, right? Because I realized that if I gave them a better deal, that they would smoke it quicker, and then they would come back and buy more, which I would in turn make more money, right? Versus charging a higher dollar amount. And then I graduated, and then I waited tables, right? And then I graduated college, or I still waited tables, right? And on the side, I was, doing my work, right? So it's really perspective, right? So if you're a believer, non-believer, doesn't matter. Just understand that it's not like the Father wants us to not have financial prosperity. However, there's no nest to prosperity. It's not prosperity-ness. You understand? So, because I'm using myself as an example, right? Even once I quit corporate, that story is funny. I'm not going to tell it today, but understand that my whole life, I chased money. And it took over me, okay? It became the number one. And even when I left corporate, so I changed the word to left, right? I'm going to tell it one day. When I left corporate and I started out selling selfie sticks, right? I walked up Stone Mountain, right? That's how I started out. And then when I made a decent amount of money, guess who I didn't give any credit to? The Father, right? I didn't give him no credit when I made money. And so it's almost, and I'm using myself as an example. So like in the mountaintops of my life, as far as financial is concerned, I never gave God the credit. I always said I did the work. Does that make sense? You see, it's like what happens in life, what happened in my life is that when I was in the valley of life, is when I called out to the Father, right? To our Creator. But in the mountaintops of my life, I was on high. You couldn't tell me nothing. So understand that if a Christian wants to go open up a business, that Christian is not evil. If a Christian wants to become an entrepreneur, that is not evil too. But the moment, and I'm speaking from experience, the moment that money comes before your worship, that's a problem. The moment that you start making that money and you don't give the credit where the credit is due, that's a problem. The moment where you actually think you're the one that created what happened in your life and now you got this, that is a problem. You have to give God the credit. He allows you to make the money that you do. He allows you to become financially prosperous. I hope that makes sense. This is a very short message today. But understand, and this is not the prosperity gospel, as you can see. It's not where you'll find purpose, you'll find profit, okay? Nothing like that. Because I haven't asked a single person to donate to the ministry work that I'm putting out. It's not even me putting it out. Y'all will see one day. Just know that, okay? Know that. That's the message for right now. Y'all have a great day, okay?